We're getting better. All right, folks. We are live. We are live, live, live. This is a thirsty Thursday here.
Gentlemen,
Dave, bring us in, Dave. Come on.
welcome to the TD Report. I'm your host, David Combs. Jody Coleman, our man in the Midwest. Tony Kennedy in the house. Guys, it seems like we talked on Monday, and a lot has happened since Monday. Just today, stories have broken about the Washington Commanders. Daniel Snyder figures heavily into that, and just in time for the Thursday night game. Now, Tony, take us through the timeline for a Thursday night game in the NFL. When did the team leave? Did they leave on Tuesday?
The team left on Wednesday.
Okay.
They probably did early morning meetings, weights, whatever. Then they load up and they leave. And more than likely, they go to the stadium and do a walkthrough there to get everything lined up, the mics, all that stuff. Back in the hotel last night, meeting to bed. Seeing that as a Thursday night game, they had all day to do all kinds of stuff. Making sure that injuries, double checking on everything. I mean, because the team was traveling, they're at the disadvantage because of that travel time. So,
Well, and they just played, well, both teams are at a disadvantage, but the Redskins are double because they had to travel. Bears are going to be close to this, so they slept in their own beds yesterday.
Yeah,
so let's talk about the injury situation. We'll get to the Dan Snyder thing. Jody Coleman, tonight, Washington is going to be without good-looking young receiver, Jahan Dotson, Penn State guy, who, as our Midwest guy, you've seen Jahan Dotson play. He's thought very highly of here in D.C. We really like him.
Yeah, man, Jahan Dotson not playing is going to be a significant injury. But Terry McLaurin going to have to go live up to his paycheck. No matter who's guarding, Terry McLaurin has to start making plays. And for Carson Wentz, who is taking the brunt of their 1-4 start misery, Terry McLaurin has to take some of that blame as well. He's not getting open. He's not getting the separation that he was getting in years past. And this is the 1 year I thought that they were definitely going to have a wide receiver. You know what I'm saying? I thought that, Terry McLaurin was going to be that elite wide receiver for Carson Wentz. And it's not looking like that right now. He's not even the number one target. So tonight is going to be a difficult game because the Chicago Bears have a better defense than what people give them credit for.
Well, I look at Jahan Dotson, Tony, as a good pick. And with him being out, a forgotten guy from our first draft show, De'Ami Brown, looked really good last week. Made some plays. I think this is a good opportunity for him to solidify it and maybe put two good games together. What do you think, Tony?
I think this is do or die night for these guys. I think this is one of the last times that we're going to see all these guys together. They have to win. They have to be productive. I mean, even though Dotson is out, these guys, if they cannot beat Chicago, cannot move the ball on them, there is going to be an issue here in Washington, D.C., Jody. You don't know the temperature here in D.C. because you out in the Midwest. This is a must-win for the Washington Redskins, Commanders, whatever you want to call them, football team. This is a must-win for the people that's wearing the burgundy and the gold.
I would say this, Tony. Washington comes into the game 1-4. Bears aren't much better. Bears are what, 2-3?
They're 2-3.
And that defense is better than people think. It's a top half defense, and you factor in the problems that the Chicago Bears offense is having, just possessing the football. That defense is on the field quite a bit, and they're a top 15 defense. They're still playing hard. So I still think tonight, my take on this game, guys, my take on this tonight, similar to Tony, if you're Washington, you got to just come out and take this game and just put the Bears out of their misery early if you're able to do it. If you can't, then you're going to be in for a long night. You're going to have to fight your way out of there.
I don't think they can win this game. I think the Chicago Bears win this game because if you look at the emergence of Justin Fields, if you look at the progression year per year, is he making huge leaps? No. But last week in a loss to the Minnesota Vikings, he was able to, if you look at the second quarter beyond, he was really making some key throws down the field. what he's doing great now. He's doing is a lot of check downs. That he's utilizing the tight ends and the running backs. And if you look at every great quarterback in history, that's what made those guys great. And their percentage of completion percentage goes up because they're hitting the tight ends, they're hitting the running backs. And that's what he's seeming to be doing. And I think that Justin Fields, and let's make no mistake, the Chicago Bears have one of the lowest payrolls in the league. So that means that they're going to get better in years to come. So they got a lot of money to spend in free agency. They have not paid Justin Fields yet. He's like Tony always alludes to. He's only a second-year quarterback, so he got about 2 or 3 years before they can think about having to sign him. So I think with them having a big paycheck and to give out to players, Chicago is still Chicago. I think if they see that Justin Fields can win some games, even with the lack of talent around him, Chicago may be something to be reckoned with. I think they still are something to be reckoned with this season, even with the lack of talent. So I see them beating the Washington Commanders tonight, and I see Rivera, if he may not have a job since he's going to have 10 days off, they may think to make a coaching change as well as a quarterback change.
Tony, there's no way they switch coaches in the bye week, correct?
It's the Commanders. Carolina cut their losses where they should have. The Commanders need to clean house and get, because here's the thing. The excuses that you have, the Giants showed you that coaching makes a difference, because we can argue right now that the Giants have the 4th best roster. But after Sunday, the Giants could have the 2nd best record in the division. So
in the league. In the league.
I mean, Giants win, Dallas lose. They're 2nd best in the entire league. And they went from all of us saying that they were going to be last place to now, no, they control their own destiny because they play Philly twice, they got Dallas, and they got Washington twice. So right now, actually, the Giants still control their own destiny because they get to play everybody once or twice. So you telling me Daniel Jones is not a better quarterback than Carson Wentz?
He's not.
They don't have a better a team running game. They don't have better receivers. They shouldn't have a better line. They shouldn't have a better defense. Tell me, what is the difference between the Giants and the Commanders?
The difference between the Giants and the Commanders is this. The Washington franchise does not have the Mara family at the top of the heap. If you have the Mara family, if you put the Mara family here in D.C., they are not the same franchise. People were talking bad about the Giants 2 years ago and last year. Not anymore. It's been real quiet. Why? Because they brought in the GM. They brought in the right coach to work with the quarterback that they have today. Now, it remains to be seen if Daniel Jones is going to be their quarterback going forward, if he's their quarterback for the future. We don't know that. But I do know this. They're developing the offensive line. They're developing their defensive game. The Giants are going to be back, okay? And they're back now. If you're looking at the way that they played against Dallas didn't beat them that much either. That was a well-played game. Dallas had to fight to win that game.
Well,
so I agree with you, Tony. Jody, what do you think about the ownership? What do you think about ownership as it relates to, say, a team like what's happening in Cleveland, what's happening in San Francisco? How ownership kind of sets the tone for what the team does or how the team does.
Well, you know what, Dave, when you look at ownership, look at all the teams that have great ownership, and then you look at their organization. You look at the 49er family with the DeBartolo, If you go back and you look at the Pittsburgh Steelers with the Rooneys, if you look at the New England situation with Kraft, those teams have a level of success because it starts from the top down. You know, it starts from the top down. And when you have it where it starts from the top down, you're going to have a better product. You're going to get better coaches. You're going to get better GMs. You're going to get better players. And if you look at that, if you go back to the Washington Commanders situation, which I know you're about to touch on in a moment, so I'm not going to even touch on it. I'm going to go to the Giants for a moment. If you look at the Giants has been one of the teams that have been more well-rounded, if you really look at it. Over the past 4 or 5 years, they made some bad decisions, or they thought they made bad decisions in Daniel Jones, but Daniel Jones may end up being that Rich Gannon. He may be that Rich Gannon. Remember, it took a little bit of time for Rich Gannon
to get
his feet up under him. and the right coaching and the right atmosphere. So right now, the Giants are a team that possibly can surprise some people because they do have a last place schedule. And the NFC is not as tough as we thought. Well, we kind of came into the season knowing the NFC was not going to be that tough. We kind of knew that. We kind of knew that. Now you got the Los Angeles Rams struggling. You look at still got the Detroit Lions. you got Seattle. We don't know what they're going to be. You got the Arizona Cardinals. You don't know what they're going to be. So right now, as a whole, the Giants have a really good chance, and it's because of ownership. And they stayed the course, and they cut ties with GMs that wasn't making the noise that they needed to make. So right now, we got to give kudos to the Giants organization for the ownership down, getting the right coaches in place, getting the right players, and believing in Danny Dimes. So right now, the Giants could definitely be a playoff team for sure.
Hey, Tony. Great stuff, Jody. Hey, Tony. You heard him call him Danny Dimes, right?
That's why I looked at him.
Hey, we got to get Boss Man on the show because he's Mr. Giants. Listen, fellas, Tony touched on it earlier. This is why I wanted to ask you that first question I asked you about preparation for a Thursday game. So you're the Washington Commanders. You just landed in Chicago. You came in through Midway. You get you go through the airport. You're in the bus. You're going to the stadium, and someone pulls out a cell phone, and they look on ESPN. And there's a story right there about the Washington Commanders. Washington Commanders front and center today. All news, nothing about the game. Not the game. Not the game. We talking about the game. Washington Commanders owner Daniel Snyder is quoted as saying that the league cannot F with him as far as pushing him out as owner of the Washington Commanders because he has dirt on all the other owners. And that supposedly he has hired private detectives, private eyes, to snoop and get information to use against his fellow owners to keep them from voting him out of the league. That's what this is about. Tony, this is the NFL. This ain't Dynasty. What the hell is going on?
If I go down, I'm taking all y'all with me. That's what he says. And he mean that shit too.
But
he mean that he is going to take every last one of y'all down with him. Because Daniel the Rat Snyder or Daniel Nino Brown ain't playing. Y'all ain't going to take his stuff from him, man.
Danny the Rat?
Nino Brown up on the daggone stand. Out there pointing that finger. Remember the Mafia said that finger right there. He pointing at people. He said, if I go down, all y'all coming down with me. And I'm just like my man Jackie Brown.
But you know what, Tony, we talking about the Daniel Snyder situation with the Washington Commanders, and this is the issue that I have. The NFL is in real trouble right now because there was 650,000 emails that were sealed. So evidently there was some dirt in those emails, and right now Daniel Snyder is pulling his own Nino Brown. It's bigger than me. It's bigger than me, and that's how he's feeling right now. He said it's bigger than me. This is bigger than NFL. So Roger, did you see how fast Roger Goodell responded?
No,
he was ready with that. I think he had it already written up.
It's already written up.
What did he
say? Goodell's going to have to respond. He's going to have to get on top of this right now because this man is about to expose so many people. He's about to expose so many people. John Gruden jumped on the grenade. John Gruden had jumped on the grenade when the whole situation happened. But now the grenade is blowing up everything. And Daniel Snyder right now is not about to have it. And I don't like it per se because it's got to be some type of, a gentleman. I don't particularly like it, Dave, honestly. But listen, hey, I'm ready for it. I'm all for it, and I can't wait for the drama.
Hey, Cody.
What's up, fellas?
Hey, what do you think about this kerfuffle with Dan Snyder? I think that the information came out today for a reason. I think
that this information has been the same information that's been a thing in this league for a very long time. We just simply got to hear the conversation that's went on from behind the scenes for a very long time. I think that this is something that everyone knows. Dan Snyder has dirt on everyone in the NFL, and including the commissioner. Out of all of the farces that have happened with this football team, In any other franchise or any other league, that owner would have been gone on day one. And the fact that he's still there proves every fact that he obviously has dirt on them and has probably for decades. Hence why every issue that stemmed probably since the late 90s, early 2000s has just been swept under the rug or looked upon as next season, forget about it, because of exactly what we heard today. I think that it's just simply a conversation that's been had many times. We're just kind of hearing it for the first time. I don't see anything of it. I think it's going to stay the same way that it's been behind doors as it is in open doors.
Mm-hmm. Well, Cody, look at it this way. If this is, as you say, that this has been going on for years and years in terms of what Dan Snyder's been doing, compiling the information, sitting in rooms where he hears things or finding out things however he wants, however he finds them. If he used the information, let's say he just put the information out there, can he possibly take down the entire league? Does he know enough? Does he know? In other words,
I think he knows enough to explode the league to have detrimental impact. Obviously, I don't think it would fold the NFL. It's too big of a venture to make that happen.
Yeah, it'll be embarrassing.
It'll definitely ruin probably a lot of franchises for ownership, and more than likely cause Roger Goodell to lose his job. It has to be something substantial. It's the only reason I can see Dan Snyder still being relevant to this day. I mean, it has to be some type of dirt. The only thing that's going to happen now is this is going to force Goodell's hand to call whether it's enough dirt for him to shut his mouth and move on, or it's enough dirt for him to actually try to do something. Now Cody, he just basically has to challenge it or not.
Hey, Cody, you know what dirt I think it is? Yeah. I think it's the dirt on the Colin Kaepernick stuff.
Oh, yeah.
The pollution stuff.
But see, that's the thing. That I think a lot of that's already – when the whole the whole general manager
Bruce Allen. Yeah, Bruce Allen.
With him and Ian Rappaport or whoever
that was one small bit.
We only got a little bit, but
if they can
prove a lot more
that these owners did all that to keep certain players, not only Kaepernick, but everyone else out of
it. It's not even just that. I think it comes down to the coaches. I think it comes down to coach hiring. I think it comes down to being enlisted in all of these things about hand choosing, hand picking what they want to be done. And Dan Snyder's got the receipts for all of it because he had his hand in all of it.
Yep.
So if he's going down, he's taking all you with him. Guaranteed.
Listen, I know this might be all base, but I think it got something to do with Epstein. I bet Epstein, he got something on some Epstein stuff too. I bet. Listen,
it's got to be something big.
I'm serious.
It's got to be.
I'm serious. Because
it would have to be something. It would have to be more than somebody cheating on their wife.
Right.
It would have to be something like some bodies. Literally, I hate to be morbid. Some bodies would have to be. Some bodies would have to be buried somewhere. Like I mentioned on my.
The fact that there has been investigation teams specifically designed to get into the Washington scandals, and still yet nothing has happened, tells me that it's bigger than probably just a couple people in the NFL. It's some big something that he's got receipts for.
Can we say this? We're speculating right now, but how about if it was something that they said about black ownership? How about if it was something
that's what I'm saying. I think it
really something like that on how
that's what it is.
They're trying to keep certain things out. Listen, man. Here's
Tony,
the problem.
I'd be willing to bet a lot of money that's what it is.
Here's the problem. It ain't worried about the fan backlash. When you do certain things now bring the federal people on your back because of antitrust situations and everything.
The feds are already on it. Yeah. The feds have been after. If you wanted to, guys, and Jody, you'd be amazed at this. The federal government and the Washington football franchise have been either at each other's throats or helping each other out for the better part of 60 years. Right. Okay. Yeah. The land deal that gave the land for RFK Stadium, it used to be called DC Stadium before Robert F. Kennedy was killed and they named it after him. When it was DC Stadium, that land deal had to be approved by the federal government. The federal government didn't want to give George Preston Marshall that land because, let's be honest,
he made them integrate the team.
Oh, they brought bags?
Oh, no.
Jerseys on with the brown paper bags, a la a la the.
This felt inevitable.
Remember the New Orleans Saints when they would the Saints fans at the
They
end
were
of the
called
year,
the Aints.
grocery bags
They
on
were
there.
called the Aints. Yeah.
The Saints. Oh, that was so much fun, man. That was when, and this is how long we've been fans. That was when Archie Manning was the quarterback.
Yes,
That was when Archie Manning was the quarterback.
So what happens to the Commanders tonight if they drop the 1-5? What happens to the Commanders tonight? They drop the 1-5.
Somebody's getting fired. I think you have to dump. I think he's got to dump a coordinator. He's got to dump either Scott Turner or he's got to dump Jack Del Rio.
I agree wholeheartedly, but I do not think it's going to happen.
Damn.
I don't, man. It's just the way Washington runs. Like, I don't know, man. I don't see them firing anybody after tonight's game. I don't see them firing anybody after if we take another 3 losses. I mean, in a row. I really don't.
Cody, what year was it when Washington started out 7-1 when Norv Turner was the coach, and then they blew the playoffs and didn't make it?
I don't know. It's hard for me to remember. They've been horrible since
2000.
I've been alive. So.
And he fired Norv Turner after a game.
Yeah.
2000.
Like he was in the tunnel in the locker room.
There was some scandal with that too, though. Apparently that wasn't just a simple firing of a coach. I think there was more to that. But I mean, we saw how long this franchise went with Jay Gruden at the helm doing the same thing.
Well, how long did Jay Gruden coach? 5 years?
Yeah, I mean
But Jay Gruden had a playoff appearance though.
He did.
Very true.
I think he made one.
I think he made one playoff.
Ron Rivera ain't had a winning season ever.
He still has a playoff appearance.
Yeah, listen. If Dak Prescott doesn't break his ankle, the Washington Commanders don't make the playoffs that year.
I mean, if Dan Snyder comes out with all this info, we might not have a Super Bowl. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. There's a lot of things, but
damn.
I mean, it just all depends, It's a crazy day for the league right now, and I think a lot of people are walking on eggshells, man.
This is why everyone.
His name is Daniel Nino Snot.
He's Daniel the Rat.
Hey, it's bigger than
the Rat.
Man.
It's bigger. He said it's bigger than me. It's bigger than football, man.
Yeah, he ain't playing. He is not playing.
I mean,
you all coming with me.
Dan Snyder is playing the Henry Hill role in Goodfellas. He's going to turn state's evidence, man. He's going to become a rat. Everyone wants to be a rat to avoid federal prison. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to go to prison. So,
right.
Listen.
I do want to give you guys my fantasy stuff before.
There we go. Let's go, baby.
Hey, listen up, fantasy geeks.
If you're playing daily, which has been my new thing, I want to get you guys these daily plays. Obviously this is a tough game, but you can come in and buy a $9 entry free, $5 entry free, and end up winning some money. I'm going tonight on my MVP spot. I'm putting Carson Wentz in there. I have a feeling they're going to try to air this out, even though his shoulder's hurt. I swapped him last minute for Justin Fields in the MVP.
Okay.
So Justin Fields top place, but I still am playing Carson Wentz. They're going to be top 2 scorers in this game.
All right. So
Curtis
what's the over-under on this game? 37.5?
Oh, let me get you my lineup because you got Wentz, Fields, Curtis Samuel, Darnell Mooney, and then I got Cole Turner for only $5,000 on there.
Mm-hmm.
It's a cheap buy. You can fit in.
The line is 38.5.
All the top scores for the game.
Yeah.
They will not make. Listen, bet the under on this game. 38.5 is a lot of points for these two teams.
You think, Jody, what's the under? What your people saying on TikTok? Are you live
38.5?
Yeah, they talking about Deion Jones, but they talking about my Browns. They know I'm a Browns fan, so sorry about that.
Hold up. 38.5.
Ask them who they got
under
tonight, Jody.
Under.
Under. Last week, y'all called that joint last week, dog. Y'all said 12-10, 12-9, and that was actually almost a score.
It was 12-10. I
was
the one that called it. I called it 12-9 last week.
Y'all see the comments at the bottom? Can y'all see them?
Yeah, I saw
it. NFL top new leagues.
Listen,
it's time for the XFL.
Yeah.
man, the cheerleaders are prettier in the XFL.
Hey,
Let's talk about somebody else that's in hot water. Troy Aikman is in hot water for some comments he made about quarterbacks being babied in the pocket. He said, in relation, he said, now it's time to take the dresses off. And now the women's rights groups are up his butt like a thong. I mean, listen.
Hey, careful,
Troy
Dave. It might
Aikman,
be up on you after that one.
Hey, I said what I had to say. I'm going to be honest with you. The quarterbacks are being babied. You're not allowed to even touch them. They literally need to turn this into two-hand touch on the quarterback.
Did you see what Lamar Jackson said when they asked him about it?
No. What did he say?
So they was in a press conference, and they were talking to him, and he said, well, what do you think about, basically the calls on the quarterbacks, and you don't really ask for too many calls. You're not out here throwing your hands up looking for the refs after every play like a lot of these quarterbacks are. And his response was, well, I'm about to start.
Oh, God.
He said they come all the time. I'm trying to get some penalties too. We need to get some of them extra yards too. So,
listen, on the Tua tackle last week, 2 weeks ago, there was no flag. Okay? The flag that Brady got last week, he was literally, look, man, I've seen harder tackles than that in CYO football.
Yeah.
I just have to say it. That if you can't play with that level of contact, the contact that offensive linemen get on every play, the contact that running backs get and linebackers get on every play is more than any quarterback will get. I mean, they've legislated almost everything out of football in terms of hard hits. And it's not the same game anymore.
It's those future Hall of Famers that they baby, though, Dave. I mean, I'm sure you all seen that video. When you're talking there's a video of Jordan, and he's talking to a ref. He's like, come on, ref, there's a foul. And he's like, you think it was a foul? You think it was a foul, Mike, really? He's like, yeah. So he blows it, calls it a foul. It's the same damn thing with Tom Brady on the field. Come on, ref. That's pass interference. Really? Really? You think it's pass interference? All right. And they throw the flag.
It's terrible. That's not football. That ain't not. But Jody, that's not football.
I agree with Cody on what he's saying. But this is my perspective on this. If I'm a defensive coordinator and I already know I'm going to get that call, I'm going to get my money's worth off that call. I'm going to tell my guy to go, and if we going to get that call, make sure that quarterback – now, I ain't talking about no Tua. I ain't talking about trying to hurt them, but I want to make sure if I'm going to get that call, make sure he flinching in that pocket. Yep. I need him to flinch. And Tom Brady, we know the times that he lost Super Bowls was because of that New York pass rush and that Philadelphia Eagle pass rush caused him problems.
I mean, he just broke a couple tablets because of that.
You see what I'm saying? So if I'm playing Tom Brady, if I'm playing your your Patrick Mahomes of the world, your Josh Allen's, hey, as a defensive coordinator, I'll take that 15-yard penalty, but make sure we know that it ain't no ticky-tack one where I'm kind of laying him on top of the ground.
Right.
We're gonna put you in the ground.
They can feel it. Yep, they can feel it. Like you said, Tony, man, they get a glitch back there.
You played one of the toughest positions in the sport. Running backs get beat up, okay? And you was toting the rock at Virginia Tech. You played in the pros. You've been hit by pros. It don't feel good.
Look, man, what he said about the skirt, until a woman plays quarterback in the NFL, that comment is okay with me. It's not whatever. Look, man, you cannot baby.
I agree.
You cannot baby those guys back in the pocket. Those defensive linemen work too damn hard to get to the quarterback. And if they don't get to the quarterback, that corner's going to get burned.
Right there.
We're going to lose games. We can lose jobs over this, man. So we got to get to the damn quarterback. Think about it. Look, your boys Cleveland been losing, right? They've been losing because they lost their defensive end, and he hasn't been there to be able to get to the quarterback. That makes a damn difference in the game. Dallas is winning because we get to the quarterback. Well, you're coaching this shit too.
I can't let you have that one, man.
Dallas is winning because
he wishes it was just that.
I mean,
So,
if you don't get to the quarterback, you don't win in the NFL.
That's true.
I mean, at this point, gentlemen, on this show, what we've been watching this season, we've been watching a season where it's all about teams doing the things that they want to do on offense and on defense. If you can do what you do best, that's how you win. You want everybody to play the way you play because they don't play like that, right? An example, look at how the San Francisco 49ers play defense. Number one in defense in virtually every single defensive category. Everything. Number one in yards rushing. Number one in yards passing against. Number one in points. I mean, number one in sacks. You name it. They're number one.
Over 500.
But they ain't played nobody. They played all these bad offenses.
But
it
doesn't matter. You play the schedule, Tony. You play the schedule you have in front of you.
Talk about how they number one. Had they gone against the Super Bowl team from last year? Had they gone against the GOAT and Brady?
They just beat them.
They did. They just beat them 24-9.
They just beat them 24-9.
Who they beat? Brady?
The Rams.
LA. Yeah.
Okay,
they beat the Rams.
Brady?
No, they didn't play Brady yet.
They didn't play Brady. Did they beat Joe Burrow?
They haven't played him yet.
I mean, they had played some cruddy teams. Like they
played some bad teams.
Yeah, they played some cruddy. But y'all just talked about the Broncos. Man,
they lost to Houston. They lost to Houston.
They played Houston.
Who lost to Houston?
They lost to the Bears.
San Francisco lost to Houston.
And to the Bears. They beat Seattle.
Denver. They beat Seattle, Denver, and somebody else.
They beat
Seattle, Denver,
and the Rams.
In LA. And
they beat the Rams. They own the Rams. They own the Rams.
They lost to the Bears in week 1 with Trey Lance. They're a different team with Jimmy G.
They're an entirely different team.
Yeah, absolutely.
Entirely different team.
Okay, so now they're a better team.
No, it's not. No. I didn't say they're better, Tony. They're different.
They looked at them.
They're different.
I think they're
with Trey Lance out there. With Trey Lance out there, they're not the same team.
I tell you what. Talk to me when they start playing some real quarterbacks, and then we can talk about their defense. Dallas defense has gone against the best quarterbacks in the league. Anytime you beat both look on your little roster and tell me who's beaten both Super Bowl teams.
Hold on.
I bet you can't find it.
Hold on. Let me jump here for a minute. Tony, this is for you. Tony, listen, I've always praised the Dallas defense. I think they're a phenomenal defense. But we cannot sit up here and say that the offensive line for the Bengals is trash still. The offensive line for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is trash. Trash can juice. The Ram offensive line is trash can juice. Go look at their offensive line. The Giants? The Giants offensive line is a work in progress. They got a first rounder from last year and a first rounder this year. They're trying to figure it out.
Oh, we played the Skins. They're supposed to have a good offensive
line.
No, the Skins offensive line.
TK.
No,
we are literally ranked 31st.
They're 30th. They're the 30th run. Yeah, in terms of blocking, their offensive line is number 30. They're terrible.
Like, no.
Hey man, we only play the people that's in front of us.
Oh, get out of here, man! Get out of here! Someone blow the whistle.
Hey,
blow the whistle.
They play probably arguably 4 of the worst offensive lines in the NFL. Arguably.
Okay, so is Philly line bad? Good or bad? Because I want to know.
No, they're pretty good. They're good.
Okay, so we dominate them. We dominate them. Man,
we talk on Monday.
That game next week. So let's talk about that. Tony,
hey, guys, I gotta jump.
You got to bounce?
Yeah, let me run down this little list real quick one more time.
Go for it, Cody.
So you got Justin Fields and your MVP, Carson Wentz, Antonio Gibson, Joey Sly, Darnell Mooney. That's my second lineup for the evening. They're both on my Twitter.
How much that cost, Cody?
$5.
Make that money, man.
If I win, I'll make $250,000.
What you mean? If you win against a whole bunch of other people?
Yeah.
So hold on. I can tell you my winnings right now and how it breaks down. It all depends. See, that's why I'm playing Cole Turner. Only 2 other people out of this whole contest have played Cole Turner. So unless those 2 other people and myself hit, then we'll split the winning pot. This winning pot is hold on. Here we go. It's $1 million is the winning. So
Hey, Cody, let me borrow
I'm the
$100,000.
only person.
What about Brown, Cody? What about was it D Brown? Is he
Miami?
No,
he's in tonight because they have no one else. So he needs to be out there, or else they won't be able to pass the ball. Just simply because it's going to be. They need as much help as they can get in the pass catchers right now. Logan Thomas is out. They still got Terry and Curtis, but Miami brings another aspect for coverage.
They're gonna double both of them.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think you can't double both of them.
You gotta give Miami some coverage based off what he did last week.
Yeah, you can.
You have to give him some coverage.
You can bracket 2 receivers. Bill Belichick and them do it all the time. They'll bracket one and bracket another one and leave everybody else man to man. They can do it all the time.
But see, that's the thing. I think we're going to see a lot of 3 tight end sets out here tonight.
Yep.
I think we're going to see a lot of balls getting thrown to these tight ends. That's why.
So what you mean, Jimmy? You're going to run the ball against the Bears in Chicago.
They should.
You need to spread the Bears out and get them and make them cover. The Bears want you to run the ball because the Bears play hard-nosed defense. They want – listen.
People ran the ball on them all year, though.
You just told me Washington's offensive line ain't that good.
It's not.
Okay. But I'm telling you,
why am I going to have Carson Wentz sitting in the back of the pocket with no line?
No. Quick passes is better.
They're going to stack the line with 3 tight ends. They're going to have extra blockers, and they're going to run max protect plays with extra blockers in the backfield and passes to the tight ends. They're going to run. You're going to see a lot of dink and dunk tonight is what I'm feeling, with your occasional deep bomb. There's going to be a lot of running up the middle and outside runs from both teams.
I think tonight Tommy is going to blow us up on text if they don't do what they're supposed to do. Tommy's just going to go freaking nuts.
Very, very windy. A lot of running tonight.
Hey, Chuck Bernard says it's very windy tonight. So, yeah.
I got to jump though, fellas. Make sure y'all.
Thanks, Cody.
Daily. I'll let you know how it is in the end. Take care.
All right, Cody.
Jody's on TikTok right now. Jody, what are your people saying on TikTok? Tell me what they're saying on TikTok. Let's talk to them.
They said the over-under. Everybody's going under. They don't think it's going to be a lot of touchdowns.
They listen to me. It's going to be a windy night tonight. It's going to be under.
Hold on. What do y'all think the final score is going to be tonight's game? The Bears and the Commanders. Give me a final score.
20-16.
I'll wait till they get on here. But
I think it's 20-17.
No, my prediction. I think y'all giving way too much credit. I think the Bears win this game.
16-12.
It's going to be a 16-12 game. And the reason why this is why I'm saying this is because Chicago, they have a very solid running game. And why I say that, Dave, is because they got the element of Justin Fields, element of the read option, Justin Fields, Montgomery, and Herbert. So they got 3 guys that can potentially get 50 yards or better in this game. And I think that's going to be enough. They can go for about 160 yards on the ground, control the tempo. What's my guy? The linebacker. What's my guy? For the Bears. Roquan Smith is going to control the tempo against the Commanders. The Commanders do got the young fellow Brian Robertson back, and kudos to him.
Congratulations to him. Yep.
But we already know that it's still going to be a rough road for that young man coming back. I just commend him for coming back. And then you got Gibson. Somebody said 27-23 Commanders.
Wow.
24-19 Commanders.
27-23.
Hold on, none of y'all like the Bears? Hold on, everybody's saying that the Bears. So.
I'll go with the Commanders tonight.
I'm Bears. I'm going Bears 16-12.
Tony, you said 20-17.
20-17. I think Justin Fields makes the play to get the heat off his ass.
I just want to make sure Justin Fields don't get himself hurt tonight. That's all I'm saying.
I ain't gonna get hurt if he got to get hit to get hurt.
Hey, Dave.
Nobody out there.
Hey, Dave. You know what I want? I want somebody to score a touchdown on Thursday night.
I know. Oh, there's some. Amazon literally just bought themselves a lemon with these Thursday night games. They bought dog. Hey, they bought like a Chevy Chevette with like a busted tire and one
Hey,
headlight.
no, dog.
This is
Hey,
awful.
you know what the NFL said? The NFL said we got a vet for you, and he was like, "What, a vet?" He said, "A Chevette."
Hey man, I
bet
want to
you-
give it back.
I
No,
bet you
Amazon
right now-
wants their money back.
I bet Amazon is like, why couldn't they get the Kansas City Buffalo game or the Dallas Philadelphia game? Like, I know they like, why didn't we get that game?
Terrible.
Hell no.
Good
Terrible
and
game.
terrible. Oh,
Who
fellas.
play next week?
Hey, fellas, I'm going to be watching the game tonight, so text me during the game. I got to hop off, but Tony, we got to talk about next week. Talk about this Eagles game, okay? Talk to me offline about it.
We got two big games, David. We got probably two of the preview of the NFC and AFC championship. We got Kansas City versus Denver, Kansas City versus Buffalo, and Philly versus Dallas. Those could be two championship previews
Could be.
this weekend.
Could
That's
be.
big, Jody. Tell him, Jody,
Yep.
that's pretty big.
That's
We
you.
need to talk
Joe
about
Brown.
that offline. We'll talk about that. Well, hit me tomorrow on that. But I appreciate
Jody,
you guys
let's stay on
joining
and
us.
get your TikTok people.
You guys are staying on, right? You guys are
Yeah,
staying on. I'm going to
we'll
jump
try
off.
to get his TikTok people involved.
Yeah.
Jody,
Enjoy the game, guys.
make sure your TikTok people come on to the YouTube side and register, please. Tell them to come on to the YouTube side and sign up. We need to get our numbers up so we can keep rolling.
Hey, everybody out there. Hey, I'm going to put the link in the live, but we're going to have y'all go over to the TD report on the YouTube so we can hear your opinion, get y'all involved. I appreciate the ones that's been watching and everything, but we're trying to take it to the next level. So I need you guys to come on out and support like y'all been doing. We definitely appreciate you on the TD report with my page, Against the Grain Sports. So if you get a chance, I'm gonna put the link in the bio in the body. Come over and subscribe to the page. But right now, you know what I'm saying, Tony? Like, I'm going to cover a game. You got the Maryland hat on. I'm going this weekend to cover the Maryland-Indiana game on Saturday, and it's going to be a battle of offense versus a bad defense because the Maryland Terrapins are one of the top offenses, scoring 34 points a game in the Big Ten, and they're going against Indiana, who's giving up the most points. They're giving up over 30 points a game. So it's going to be a lot of fireworks in Bloomington this weekend.
Well, hey, Maryland needs this game because this is a program builder, and they want to get this game and next week against Northwestern so they can be bowl eligible before their bye, which is big for a program like Maryland. They're doing something big there with Mike Lockford. They got robbed last week against Purdue. You know, the guy jumped offside, blocks the extra point, changes the whole game. Then they call a damn, never heard this before in my life, down the field, illegal man downfield on a 2-point conversion. That was the damn first time I've ever heard it. And then not only that, the Michigan interception call. So Maryland's getting, but you know what? In the end, you make your own luck. You got to beat the shit out of people so it doesn't come down to that. Because I don't hear Ohio State crying. Why? Because the games ain't close. When you got close games, you leave it in them goddamn referees' hands, which is BS.
But speaking of I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I'm saying, speaking of Ohio State, I just covered the Ohio State Michigan State game for the TD report. I was in East Lansing. The Ohio State Buckeyes look more impressive in person than they do on television, guys. CJ Strauss, I'm gonna go ahead, and I'm not just saying this because I'm an Ohio State fan. He is really the real deal. Like, he's really grown from last year to this year. He's really reading defenses really well. He had the one interception where it was a miscommunication with him and Marvin Harrison Jr. He threw the interception, went back for a pick six. But the defense is what's more impressive, Tony. They, at the end of the third quarter, they had the Michigan State Spartan team who's known for being physical and showing physicality. They had them -8 yards rushing and a total of 105 yards through 3 quarters.
Wow. I didn't know he threw a pick six. So, yeah. I mean, but listen, Big Ten's going to come down between Ohio State and Michigan. Well, I think now Penn State may have something. Penn State still plays both teams, so I may be a little ahead of myself. Penn State got Michigan this weekend, and then Penn State got Ohio State a little later. So I may be ahead of myself, Joe.
Hey, not so fast, Tony. The Illinois fighting the Illini. They're 5-1. Don't look now. They're 5-1. They're going against a Minnesota Gopher team that's 4-1. Hey, listen. If Illinois can somehow win this game, it's gonna be a problem because they only got one loss. If they can win this game against this tough Minnesota team, they're playing in Illinois. That'll make them 6-1. That'll make them bowl eligible. I don't count those guys out because I don't believe they have to play all three. They don't have to play Michigan. They don't have to play Michigan, Ohio State, and Penn State. I think they only got to play 2 of them. So don't count those guys out so fast.
Well, they're on the other side of the bracket, so they're gonna get to play them in championship games.
Right, but they might have to play them during the season as well.
Which will be unlucky for Illinois, because what you want to do is don't want to play them now and play them in that one game situation in Indianapolis, that one game scenario to go to the Rose Bowl. That's what you want on your season. Yeah, Illinois and Maryland are the 2 surprises to me of the Big Ten, which means the conference is probably the deepest in the country.
Thank you. Hey, did y'all see that? Hold on. Did y'all hear what he just said? And I quote, Tony Kennedy at the TD Report has agreed with your boy. He agreed with your boy. I've been saying it this season, and I wish Dad was on here because I've been saying it. The Big Ten is the deepest conference in America. Yes, they're deeper than the SEC even this year because we've seen the likes of Kentucky get clipped up. The Kentucky done fell back losing 2 games. You know, Vandy's always Arkansas. They're falling back. Texas A&M, I think they already got 3 losses. So these are the teams that we thought were going to be. Auburn has struggled. Now a team that I'm very impressed with, and we'll see what they made of this Saturday, is Tennessee. We'll see what they're made of on Saturday.
And they're hooking for the Heisman. Hey, I want to give a shout out to my man Shane. You down there in Jack's Beach, go visit a place called Sneakers, Shane. Yeah, you can come to a Maryland game with us anytime, Shane. That's my cigar people down there, Eastern Cigars and Smoke Shop. My man Shane Hilliard, big time Redskin fan. I love you, brother. Even though we don't agree politically, I mess with you. You my man. Hope you boys do something tonight. But hey, you're a big time supporter of the show. We're gonna get you to a Maryland game because this right here, they gotta win. They gotta win to make this area right. We want to be like where Jody is. He in the football capital of the world. See, that Ohio area got good high school, state right there. You got the entire back, which is the most underrated conference in America. Produce as many pros as any conference in the country. Right. So, guys, we're football people. That's what we like to talk about. Don't get it twisted. We do know other sports. But we like this football stuff. We're good at it. If you don't think so, come on here. Try to challenge. We love it.
Hey, friendly challenge.
Come on here, baby.
Hey, Tony. Hey, Tony and my guys out here. Hey, friendly challenge. We will. Hey, anybody that want to come and think that y'all can top us, which is no disrespect to anybody, Tony. But I think we've studied this. Even though we got full-time jobs, we studied this just like anybody on ESPN. Hey, I love my guys on ESPN and Fox Sports and all my guys are doing podcasts. Everybody out here, everybody on the TD Report. But hey, me and Tony, Dev and Dave and Cody, we'll challenge Tom. We'll challenge anybody. Bring it.
They don't want that. Hey,
bring it. Hey,
stop say. You don't want that. You don't want that smoke. That's what Snyder just told everybody.
I don't think
don't
they do.
want that smoke. See, we're going to go after all these little companies. See, because these people got money. That's all they've been doing. What's the difference in their podcast? No. And damn sure ain't knowledge. Because they damn sure can't beat us there. You just saw Cody with that daggone. You saw him with that fantasy. You can't even mess with us on fantasy when we throw our boy Cody up in there. And don't go Super Bowl. Because they're going to call me Mr. Super Bowl. Because there ain't shit you going to throw in there. I've seen everyone since 1976. Bam, bam, bam. See, I'm hyped today because my man Daniel Snyder, he done came out and said it's bigger than me.
Hey, he said, NFL, sit your $5 ass down before he make change.
Man, if Snyder comes out next week with some cornrows and his stick, I'm gonna be done, dude. I will stop all my Dallas stuff and become a Snyder fan.
For real quick, and we talk about more than just football. We're gonna get back to that. I was watching the game last night. It was a preseason basketball game between the Los Angeles Lakers and the Minnesota Timberwolves. And Beverly, we know the checker pass between Beverly and Russell Westbrook, right? Well, it was a foul call on Westbrook, and I wish we had the clip. And Beverly tried to get everybody in the huddle. Even LeBron came to the huddle, and Westbrook waved him off. What do you think the state of the Lakers are right now? You had AD in the huddle, you had LeBron James in the huddle, and Russell Westbrook waved Beverly off. What do you think the Lakers are going to do this year? Real quick, I know it's a football. We talking about football, but I had to get this out. What do you think is going to happen with the Lakers this season?
I think they're going to finally get together and put the Eagles off. Leading into that, you need to watch something on Hulu called The Legacy of the Lakers. That was a really good thing. Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it yet, no.
It's on Hulu, it's Legacy of the Lakers. I think the Lakers are going to come together. Now, I don't know if they're going to win the championship, but there's an opening now with Golden State with their real issues. There may be an opening, but I will say this. Never underestimate the heart of a champion. I will say that about the Lakers. It's something about that mystique. It's something about those uniforms that it may carry them, and they may think this may be LeBron's last time, man. We don't know. Bronny, from your area, is about to break the all-time record. A lot of you guys have never seen all-time records go down. I'd have been living to see the all-time rushing record in 84, the all-time hits record in 84, the all-time scoring record in 84. In 1984, I got to see all three of those go down. Then I got to see two of the other three go down again. So we've been waiting on this moment, and it's going to come it's 39 years later when he breaks it in 2023. And he so happened to be in a Lakers uniform. And it's something about that he's not going to get the credit on the basketball side. Him and Tiger Woods are the only athletes to ever live up to their height and go well beyond it. Well beyond it. I mean, I remember they said Tiger Woods, that $40 million, they laughed at Nike. Who's laughing now? They laughed at LeBron James. And I'm not even LeBron James fan. I'm a Jordan guy. But you are a fool if you don't think he's one of the greatest ever, who set the greatest examples, and the only people who hate him are the racist motherfuckers that's out here that want to keep that bullshit narrative together. I will call you out every single time. That man has done it the right way, and you still dog him. Y'all need to come off that shit with that man. That man is a great man and been doing the right thing and been raising a good family.
And I'm going to agree with you, Tony. I'm not really, even though I'm from Ohio, I like LeBron James. He's not my favorite player. I'm really a Kobe guy because Kobe was more my era. Of course, we love Mike. I think Mike is the best that ever did it, but I'm a Kobe guy. Me and Kobe was the same age. You know, we graduated the same year. I thought we were going to get to play when I played ball. My thing was, I seen he was from Philly. I was like, man, I'm going to get a chance to play against Kobe. Never did in my lifetime. I wish I would have. But we can't take anything away from this guy. LeBron James has set the gold example of what an athlete should be on and off of the court. And he's probably a better person off the court of what he's done for his community and what he's done with his family. Like, how many scandals we right here talking about the Udoka situation in Boston and some other scandals off the, the Draymond Green and all this stuff, but we're not talking about LeBron James doing anything but positive things off the field, off the court. He's been from what I'm understanding, a wonderful husband and a wonderful father. He's been a philanthropist. He's become the first millionaire NBA player while playing. I can't say enough about this guy. I don't think he's the best all time. I think
Jordan is.
I think Jordan is, and then I think Kobe is second. Then I got LeBron. That's just me. That's my opinion. Don't kill me on that. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. Talk to my fans. But the scoring record is huge because we're talking about a guy in Kareem Abdul-Jabbar who he was another guy that was phenomenal off the court as well. LeBron James has been a spokesman, and he's been a great spokesman for this league. So anybody that hates LeBron James, please tell me why, because it can't be his game. It can't be the man that he is. Okay, he cried to the ref a little bit. Who don't? You know what I mean? This guy's been in phenomenal shape. He's taking care of his body. I don't think he's going to win another championship. I think they're going to make the playoff. They're going to struggle with the 6 or 7 seed. But I think I want to enjoy, Cody, I want to enjoy this time with LeBron. Instead of us comparing him to Jordan or comparing him to him, let's enjoy these final years of LeBron James' career, and let's just let him play basketball. And let's just enjoy it, because when he's gone, we're going to wish that he was still here.
Yes. Hey, listen, we talk about this stuff on real stuff. You know, what folks need to do is stop letting your biases come in because you don't like his politics. Hell, I don't like Brett Favre's politics, but I think he has the best record in sports history, 325 straight starts for a quarterback in the old era. That's better than Cal Ripken, and I'm here in Maryland where everybody love the Orioles. That Ripken record is crap. Baseball ain't crap. Baseball is crap compared to playing quarterback. In the NFL, when you were getting hit, it's crap. Don't even compare. So don't let your biases, because you don't like their politics, hurt you on the athlete here and there. Now, what I will do is, if you're going to come at these black quarterbacks, give them the same opportunity to fail like the rest of these quarterbacks. Don't tell me damn Danny Dimes and the rest of these quarterbacks that's been in this league are great, but they're not giving some of these black quarterbacks the same amount of room to fail. I.e., look at Gino Smith. Everybody thought he was dead, didn't they? Look, he got his opportunity. Why? Because the quarterback, really in the NFL, it takes you 4, 5, 6 years to, in the same system, to understand what you need to do. We're part of this microwave bullshit where everybody just thinks they're going to throw you in and you're supposed to work magic. Folks, that doesn't work in the real world. And we're being unrealistic. Now, I don't make excuses for anybody, whether they're black, white, or whatever. I don't give a shit about your politics. If you can play football, you can play football. If you can't, I'm going to call your monkey ass out. I don't give a shit what color you are.
And I'm glad because I'm going to transition a little bit to these analytical coaches. And, you know, that's been my big pet peeve the last couple of weeks. Your Nathan Hawkins, he's basically coached his way out of a few games. You know how I feel about Brandon Staley. He got away with that against the Cleveland Browns because he played against another coach that was worse than him and Kevin Stefanski. Because people don't realize in that game between the LA Chargers and the Cleveland Browns, Kevin Stefanski went for it in his own territory on a 4th and 1, and he didn't have Nick Chubb in the game. Well, now let me go ahead and give you some history on this and why that was significant, Tony. It's because we had went for it 7 times this season on 4th down. 4th and 1, and Jacoby Brissett has got every one of them. He's quarterback sneak and got them everywhere. So why are you changing any type of philosophy? If you're going to go, why are you handing it off when the box was filled? Jacoby Brissett is 6'4", 6'5", 230 pounds. He's gotten it 7 times in a row.
What you get? Where are you taking? What do you see for this weekend? Because we're about to start the game.
Okay.
Give me your big points for this weekend, Jody. What are you looking at this weekend when you watch the game?
This weekend, I really believe we got the Buffalo Bills versus Kansas City Chiefs, and I think we're gonna have a matchup of who wins this game is going to win the MVP. Meaning, is it going to be Josh Allen's Buffalo Bills or is it going to be Patrick Mahomes' Kansas City Chiefs? I think it's going to be Patrick Mahomes. I think he is the league's MVP again. He's showing that he's better than he was, and not saying when you take a talent away like Tyreek Hill, but he's able to read the defenses, and that's scary when a guy at that caliber is actually reading his third and fourth reads. The second thing I'm going to take away from this weekend, guys, is the Dallas Cowboys against the Philadelphia Eagles may be the game of the weekend, even though I just said the Kansas City and Buffalo game. I think this is the marquee game. This is a plateau for both teams. I think that Philly has to really come in and show that they're a 6-0 team and they're the best team in football. But the Dallas Cowboys got to lean on that running game and Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard and that emerging offensive line led by the veteran Jason Peters, to start giving that guy some credit. That guy's a future Hall of Famer to go along with Zach Martin. They got Cooper Rush is going to make enough plays outside the numbers to land that game. But I'm going to go with the Philadelphia Eagles 22-17. 22-17. Michael Parsons will have an absolutely wonderful game. But that's my game of the week, Tony. Philadelphia, Dallas.
Who wins the Kansas City game?
Kansas City wins it. It's going to be a 36-32 game. Kansas City wins it.
Y'all heard it here. Jody, folks, get his Jody Coleman TikTok. Get his joint on. Hey, Jody, I like that we had your TikTok crew. Tell them to make sure they sign up TD Report on YouTube. Follow us. The game is about to start. Love you, brother. From Jody Coleman from the Midwest. Tony Kennedy right here at Maryland Live.
Hey,
the game is kicking off.
I see
you, brother.
I see you live. Miami, Maryland versus Indiana this Saturday. See you guys.
Oh, shit. Your boy already doing work. Later.
All right, peace.